Alex, welcome to Floor Talk. It's great to have you on the show.
Judy, it's so great to be here and great to see you again.
You too. Now, an exciting day here at the New York Stock Exchange with Blueshirt Group. You're actually ringing the closing bell today to celebrate 25 years of the firm. So congratulations, and tell me about the firm.
Thank you. Well, yes, I'm going to ring the bell and on behalf of our 25th anniversary, and it's a huge milestone for the firm. My partners and I started the business 25 years ago, and we really wanted to do a couple of things when we started the business. First was to go out and do something entrepreneurial, so like so many great entrepreneurs that take companies public here on the NYSE. We wanted to create a different sort of firm that worked with companies before an IPO, not just the public investor relations work, which 25 years ago, if you asked someone about investor relations, it was really all working with public companies. But we saw an opportunity, especially back in 1999, when so many young entrepreneurs were taking companies public, that we could add a lot of value prior to the IPO itself. And so that was one of the big drivers. And fast forward to today, we've been very fortunate to work with many of the great entrepreneurs from around the world, helping companies go public, and then working with them for many years after on their public investor relations, and then, as you know, also on the media and on the PR side as well.
Now, you have a great list of clients. Several of them you've taken public, or they are currently listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. So tell me, what are some of the highlights you have?
Well, a couple of them come to mind, a couple of great companies that went public on the New York Stock Exchange. The first is Chewy, and anybody with a pet knows Chewy, and so they did a lot of fun things around their IPO, and that was a very memorable company and very powerful consumer experience. Again, anybody that's has pets, has used Chewy, knows what a great company it is, so that was very exciting. And then one other one that comes to mind is Fiverr, which maybe not as many people know as Chewy, but it's an amazing company, started in Tel Aviv, and one of the big differentiators for our firm is also we've worked with more Israeli and Tel Aviv-based companies and entrepreneurs than any other firm, and it's important to me personally. It's important to our firm. And one of the really cool things about the Fiverr IPO was it's a global freelancer platform, and so they commissioned some of their freelancers to create, I don't know if you remember this, but hand-painted full-size bulls that they brought some out to the front of the New York Stock Exchange. I think there's still one around the building someplace that we could probably find, and they have one back at their headquarters in Tel Aviv. And it was a great example of how companies can get creative around the IPO, working with the New York Stock Exchange and really showcasing what makes their companies unique and different.
Now, speaking of IPOs, it's the end of 2024, we're looking to 2025. What are your thoughts on the IPO market for next year?
Yeah, well, as you know, just looking back, 2021 was the peak of the IPO market, both in terms of IPOs and SPACs and other transactions. Since then, there's been a real drought. We've been coming through the IPO desert. And this year, and just thinking about our firm mainly focuses on technology, although we work in other sectors as well. And so just thinking about technology IPOs, this year we'll have 8 or 9. If you go back historically, in a normal year, you've got about 30 to 50 technology IPOs, and we're very hopeful and confident that next year we're going to get back to that number. Blueshirt typically works on anywhere from 30 to 40% of the technology IPOs in any given year. And based on our data and the companies that we have signed up that are thinking about going public, we're confident that we're going to be back towards approaching a more normal IPO flow next year. So I think we can all agree that would be a good thing for the capital markets broadly, and we're excited to help a great batch of companies who are now starting to gear up to go public next year.
We'll hope to see you back here next year with some IPOs.
Well, absolutely. We love coming back here, and we've got a lot of friends here at the NYSE, really appreciate everything you do. And yes, we're hoping it's a bigger year and we can really get back to the pattern that we've seen historically for technology IPOs and get the capital markets moving a little bit more next year.
Alex, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Well, Judy, thank you so much.